Hey, Shalom, Ahchyam, Shalom. Before I begin this lesson, I want to start off by giving all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Chakudash. Double honor to the elders and apostles, a great millstone that taught us his truth. Sincere Shalom to the hopeful electives out there listening, learning, and or teaching. Shalom. All right, Ahchyam, today, Lord's will through the Spirit, I want to make a lesson about, just a quick lesson on health, and showing you brothers and sisters out there how to make your own toothpaste, man, and why it's important. In short, they put fluoride in your toothpaste. They put all type of gums and sugars, sugar, alcohol, all type of ingredients in your toothpaste, and not saying all of it is bad, but you definitely don't want that fluoride. You definitely don't want, God knows what else they put in there, right? Lord knows what else they put in there. So today I'm going to show you how to make a simple toothpaste. It's natural and it's good for your teeth. And ultimately, it's going to be cheaper in the long run too, okay? And it's gonna bring your teeth to your mouth to a balanced pH, man. So without any further ado, the main ingredient here is bentonite clay, okay? We're also going to use organic, unrefined virgin coconut oil, expeller press, or you could use cold press, any type of organic coconut oil. And then you're going to want a liquid oil, something healthy. Definitely don't recommend no vegetable oil, nothing like that. Avocado oil, you could use olive oil. And optional, you could use baking soda. I don't use it too much these days. This is more like a scrub, so if you got a lot of plaque, you want to scrub that out. And then once you get rid of it, I don't really use it too much, just because it's really abrasive, but, just use it with balance, however you want to do it. But, these are the main three ingredients. And then fourth ingredient is very important, peppermint oil. Peppermint oil, this is food grade, by the way. Organic food grade peppermint oil. And you don't want to buy just any peppermint oil, brothers and sisters, because there's peppermint oil that's not edible. And if you're putting non-edible peppermint oil in your mouth, it's going to absorb into your bloodstream. So just be wary of that, not to get too complicated, but, just make sure it's food grade. You could go online and type up food grade peppermint oil, spearmint oil, any type of mint. It'll kill bacteria and make you smell good, all right, without the need to buy no, harmful toothpaste. And then I just got a little plastic cup. You could put it in anything you want. I got a bowl, paper bowl, a spoon, just to mix it up. And then when you're done mixing it, just gonna put it in here. Before I get started, I want to read a precept. This is Sirach, chapter 38 and verse 4. The Lord hath created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them. Right? Because these different herbs and things that we use are for healing of the body. That's why the Lord created these different plants. All right? And today we're going to be using, that mint, that peppermint herb, right, in the form of oil, and the earth itself, because that's what clay is. All right? Of course, you got avocado, you got coconut. So these are all plants that the Lord created to help us. Okay? And I'm going to read on. Verse 5. Was not the water made sweet with wood, that the virtue thereof might be known? Right? That water that was bitter during the time of the Exodus, and our people wanted to drink. So the Lord had a tree. The Lord had them, a tree in the water that caused the water to be made sweet. Right? Roughly paraphrasing, you could look that story up. Verse 6, and he hath given men skill that he might be honored in his marvelous works. With such doeth he heal men and taketh away their pains. Right? So it's a skill, man. We got to learn how to be our own everything today. We got to be our own physicians. We got to be our own scholars. We got to be our own everything, man, because the system is clearly unprofitable. Okay? They will tell you all these things like, receding gums and cavities. These are irreversible, but it's not irreversible. They're very reversible, man. But, I'll go into it more in depth in another video. Today, I just want to show you how to make this toothpaste. Lord's will, I haven't made this video too long yet. I just want to make it quick. You could just eyeball the coconut oil. Big old glob like that. make yourself a good batch for a long time so you don't have to keep making it. You know, the hardest part about this is just finding, you know, 5 or 10 minutes to do it. You know, especially if you've always been buying toothpaste from the store, you know, it's a convenience thing, right? But you're going to find that this is more convenient than going to the store and buying it, bro. Straight up. Like, once you can make this in big batches, you know. So I put about that much in there. I hope y'all can see that. So I'm going to grab my liquid oil. And you can use olive oil. I just happen to have some avocado oil. I don't know how much is left. But, yeah, it's not much. So I'm going to have to put some olive oil in there. I'm going to throw that away real quick. Grab some olive oil. Yeah, got some organic olive oil. Yeah, I try to buy everything organic, Ahchyam, just because it does help. Okay, so just gonna put a little bit. So the purpose of the liquid oil is to change the texture, because you don't want no hard ass toothpaste. The coconut oil gets really hard, but if you mix it with this oil, it makes it light like the regular toothpaste. So I'm gonna just flatten it out with the spoon. Just flatten it out like mashed potatoes, like you mixing mashed potatoes with olive oil, or with olive oil or butter. You know, when you make your mashed potatoes, it literally feels like I got mashed potatoes here. And then you want to mix it, then mash it, mix it, mash it, until you get that consistency you want. You know? Oh yeah, that's easier than I thought. You know, I've been making it like in the cup, but it's easier in this plate. So there it is right there. You see you got this consistency. That's perfect. That's what you want. If you like it a little harder, just put more coconut oil. Now you get the clay. All right. Comes in a little bag. You're going to put, you don't need too much. You just need enough to, that's it. Just enough so that it's like a scrubber. You know, it gives it that consistency that could get dirt off, but it's not too hard and rough that it cuts up your enamel. You know, it's the perfect texture. You know, just kind of mix it up. Be careful not to make a mess. Mix it, mash it. Mix it, mash it. That's the best way to do it. You know, mix it, mash it. Mix it, mash it. And boom. Just like that. Now, mine is empty, so I'm going to have to buy more. But this is where you would get the mint, and you'll put like 2 or 3 drops. That's all you need, man. You know, I'm pretending like I'm doing it because I ran out. But that's how you would do it, you know. And then let me just mix that in. All right. And boom, there you go. Real quick. You got good quality, all natural toothpaste, you know, and that's pretty much it, man, you know. And of course, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in here and put this in my bathroom. You know, and if you want to add some baking soda, you can. Like I said, these days I don't do it too much. Just because, you know, I don't really have any plaque. But if you got a lot of plaque, it could be useful, you know. And it's also good to rinse with your mouth. You can even put baking soda in your water and drink it. It causes the pH to go up in your body. I'm going to just put a little bit just because I haven't used it in like a few months. Boom, mix it up real good. That's it. And you could leave this in the bathroom like that, or, you know, you could just dip your toothbrush in it. Boom. You know, you don't even need the spoon. You know? But yeah, there it is, Ahchyam. Very simple, very easy, man, because the thing is, these devils put fluoride in the toothpaste. That calcifies your pineal gland, and it doesn't allow you to, you know, it makes you simple-minded, for lack of a better word, okay? Your brain doesn't fully operate on the highest level when it's full of all these toxins. Now, clearly, they put that fluoride bullshit in everything, in the water you bathe in the water you drink, but, you know, this is one way to eliminate a good portion of it, because your gums absorb a good majority of the stuff you put in them, man. So they do that shit on purpose. You know, it's like when people use chewing tobacco. Yeah, it absorbs through the skin, but not that much. You can't get a buzz by holding on to chewing tobacco. But if you put it in your mouth, now you get a buzz, right? Because your gums are absorbing everything into the bloodstream, man. So yeah, man, that's a good way to get some natural toothpaste. You know, I might make a part 2 or something talking about how to, you know, how you can heal certain conditions naturally. All right, but I just wanted to make this quick video. You know, this is a good way to start. Get into health, you know, for your mouth, for your teeth especially. You know, the clay's got a lot of minerals. These are good. Your body can then use these minerals to remineralize your teeth. Okay, don't let these devils tell you that it's impossible to reverse certain conditions. All these conditions, all these different illnesses are reversible, but there's no money in them teaching you that. So, you know, basically, if you have, what do they call it? If you have numbness in the teeth, what do they call it? Not numbness in the teeth, tooth sensitivity. Yeah, that tooth sensitivity, or you got receding gums. The cure for that is basically, you know, fasting for a long time. Don't be snacking. You know, you want to fast for a long time, because your saliva, when it's left alone, it remineralizes your teeth. But if you keep eating shit, it's going to interrupt that process. And so you want to bring the balance to where your teeth are healing more than they're being destroyed by the different acids and things that are in foods. And even water strips the teeth of minerals. You know, so that's why I talk about drinking electrolyte water. And, you know, try to drink your water in one sitting and your food in one sitting as much as you can, minimizing those interruptions, because your saliva, the longer it's left alone, the longer it heals. The healing process can begin, man. And I had receding gums and tooth sensitivity for a period of about 1 month. I couldn't even drink ice water, bro. And I prayed to Yahweh Ahchyam Yahushai, and the Lord, you know, gave me the knowledge to find these things, specifically the knowledge about fasting and just not snacking and not keeping a lot of food or water in your mouth. You know, a lot of people like to, you know, eat throughout the day, little snacks, sunflower seeds, you know, constantly sipping on drinks. Fuck all that shit, man. You're going to have to go on like 1 meal a day for a while if you have really fucked up mouth and teeth, but it will heal. Okay, and another thing you can do is when you brush your teeth, make sure to brush your gums. That's going to bring blood flow into the gums, and that's going to allow the gums to heal faster. All right, it's just like when you work out. The more you tear the muscle, the faster it grows, and the more of a tolerance it has against getting injured. All right, and these things, you can find these things on the internet, but they're hidden. You know, there's real physicians, DENTIST, all right, on YouTube that are not part of this, you know, the pill pushing industry. I'm gonna just put it that way. And, you know, they'll tell you all these natural remedies that actually work. So, you know, you brothers and sisters out there, I encourage you to, you know, look up these things on your own, man. You know, like if you got ankle pain, back pain, knee pain, do your own research and look for people who have cured that, who have healed that naturally. Okay? Not everything. You don't got to go to Esau for everything, man. You know? You definitely don't got to go to Esau for everything, man. So with that, I pray this was edifying to the hopeful elect. I want to finish by giving all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Hakodash. Double honor to the elders and apostles, a great millstone who taught us this truth. A sincere shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom wa, abad babal. Shalom.